Hello, welcome back to Trailer Trash. Not a lot going on movie trailer wise, honestly. um, in fact, a lot of these thumbnails, they're just the same thing. Like, check it out. There's 40 acres, right? It's the lady with a rifle, the assassin, lady with a rifle. Afterburn, just John Baptista, essentially a lady with a rifle. It's just like it's not a lot to choose from, unfortunately. But we're actually gonna go back to a week ago, a apparently a remake of The Running Man, classic movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Though I've never actually seen it. Apparently, it's based on a Stephen King novel. Go figure. Anyway, let's check it out.
Stop filming me!
And the premise for said, I guess, Stephen King story and also the original movie is a dystopia where they have a game show, a dystopian future, sorry, where they have a game show where they film contestants fight for survival. Sounds kind of familiar, which is funny because it's very reminiscent. I was going on about how the God, what was the name of that other Stephen King adaptation that looked really good, to be honest. And I went on this whole tirade about like where was that back when the Hunger Games was big and stuff. Like how they not realize Stephen King had tapped into the market. Apparently, it was deleted too because I can't find it anywhere. I don't know. It's something about walking. Yeah, that one also seems like kind of a dystopian future where there's some sort of sick game being played for who knows why. But yeah, apparently that was already a thing Stephen King did twice now. The Running Man too.
Ben Richards, 35, married, one child, in medical crisis.
We need money for a doctor now.
Ben, watch us up.
Employment status, blacklisted. But there's still a way out for you. It's the biggest show in the country.
Bloodlust is our birthright! Set it free! Welcome to the Running Man!
People on these games never come back.
I'm not trying to get myself killed, so kiss my ass twice.
Right there is why you can win this game. The rules are simple.
What an odd thing that they had to film and edit. I see. I kind of like this concept too, more so than like the Hunger Games, because the Hunger Games took itself really seriously, right? It's like this harrowing. The mic would stay. This harrowing what if scenario, but in this, it's like all commercialized and fun. Like you can kind of see, it's more of a commercialism. It's more of a joke on commercializing violence and real life, death and despair. And, people eat that shit up. Like that's more terrifying. I think I've said this before. The scariest thing to me, in some circumstances, and the Steven Spielberg War of the Worlds movie did this really well, was the collective human race under duress and panic. Like that is in and of itself terrifying, but also just this idea that you could believe that people would get behind something like this and not bat an eye or question its ethics or anything. Like, no, people just love this shit. Farther into the future, farther into a dystopian nightmare sort of idea. Like, yeah, people would be all on board. And you got things like the Squid Games and the Hunger Games where it's like people are against this. People are like, oh, this is bad. The show is only for the elites. It's only for the enjoyment of people who don't have to worry about it. But here it's like, it seems like everybody is at risk of you know, this kind of violence being committed against them, but they love watching it anyway. And it's that kind of weird mental state that humanity could go into. And that's, yeah, it's spooky. Freaks me out.
Survive 30 days. The entire nation hunting you down. And get your family out of Slumside for good.
I'm gonna come back here and burn this building down. I promise.
That's the spirit.
This is America, goddammit! And we don't put up with no bullshit! Yes! Hunt him!
Is this Edwin Starr's War? What? No, it just sounds a lot like it. This is kind of, I like the music too. See, this is awesome because it's more of just like a stupid fun action movie with that whole, you know, again, movies that take this kind of concept too seriously, and now they're taking that and just making it a fun action movie with that whole concept being buried in the background. That's fun.
Have you ever wondered if this game is rigged?
Guess we'll find out.
Is that Michael Cera with facial hair? Holy shit, I think it is. He looks so different. He doesn't look like a little child anymore. Probably acts the same though. Michael Cera's the same in every movie.
Ever wondered if this game is rigged?
Guess we'll find out.
See, that's an actor I want to see start doing action films. Could you imagine Michael Cera, an action hero?
You might be moving up too fast.
Hey, buddy. You're on Freebie.
You better run!
Guy's an awful shot. Like, what the hell?
Got a grenade!
Back at you.
I'm still here, you shit eaters.
Hey, big boys!
Are you crazy?
Almost. He's almost there. Look at that. He's got a gun. Not really, but, you know, he's murdering people. Look at that. I called it. Michael Cera, the next action star, the next big thing in Hollywood. He's gonna go places, I tell you. Yeah, that's fun. I like, you know, every once and again I enjoy the occasional just really stupid, you know, movie. It's a movie you watch just to have fun. You're not supposed to walk away taking anything from it. You know, any deep thoughts, any deep conversations. It's just a fun movie that you watch and enjoy for that and that alone. And it looks like that delivers. I was a little skeptical though because, you know, remakes, and we're gonna get into the comments, and I wonder how many people are going to immediately write it off as, you know, just Hollywood being out of ideas. And I you know, I would normally agree, but in my special circumstance, I never watched the original, so this would be my introduction to it. If anything, this will make me want to watch the original to see if it was just as wild and crazy. Kind of like Total Recall, which they also did a remake of, but apparently that one looked terrible. I remember the trailer for the Total Recall remake, and it looked horrible. Talk about Total Recall. Am I right? Should have totally recalled all the film reels back to... Anyway. Yeah, but, you know, in that case, I liked Total Recall, and I remember Total Recall, so yeah, the remake I'm not going to bother with. This looks fun, and it reminds me of the original Arnold Schwarzenegger Total Recall, where it's just just wild, insane BS action movie shenanigans. And I think we got to go back to that because I pointed out earlier, it's just ladies with rifles now. Like, we gotta do something new with this genre. It's running stale. So yeah, see what the comments have to say. Oh, hey, speaking of, look at that. The 2 thumbnails for this. They're the 2 I pointed out. Top comment, considering by trailer, it's closer to the book, but still as crazy as classic with Schwarzenegger. And for bonus, this movie was announced in the same year as another adaptation of King, The Long Walk. That was it, The Long Walk. Which, again, seems like a similar concept, but more... Yeah, I find it hard to believe that King wrote an adaptation or a book that was adapted into a fun action film. Doesn't seem like his style, does it? But The Long Walk also seems like a, what did the world come to where this is the norm, that this is something people just do and accept kind of deal. Another movie that didn't need to be remade, Exploding Confetti. Yep, there you go. It only took second comment in the comment section. There are replies, though, that say, this is not a remake. This is a true book adaptation, whatever that means. Interesting. So if you make a movie based on a book and then remake it, that's funny. That's a really stupid way to get around the whole remake concept. It's like, no, this is just another book adaptation. We're going a completely different... Yeah. So this will be a totally different movie. At least that is what the marketing for this movie is telling us, and marketers would never lie. And the guy replies to it saying, yeah, right, it's a cash cow remake, plain and simple. Well, I think he was being facetious, so it's... Yeah. Honestly, the old one is really cheesy and needed a fresh restart. It aged not so well, but I really love it. Well, there you go. I still want to see it, because... Again, thinking about Total Recall, I gotta give Arnold Schwarzenegger movies more love. Because honestly, I haven't watched The Last Action Hero. I've never seen it. What other ones are there? Terminator? What's that? Never saw it. No, I saw Terminator. And Terminator 2. My roommate in college, his dad is in Terminator 2. And he would have been the baby. It's... the baby in that movie when they go to that one guy's house with the cowboy hat, the ranch in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, that was his dad. Castulo Guerra. Look him up. I think The Running Man was a movie that needed to be remade. Shrug. Yeah, a lot of people were saying that. Apparently didn't get as much love as Total Recall did. But that's just a phenomenal movie. In fact, now I kind of want to watch the remake to see how horribly they fuck it up. Because that one looked like your standard sci-fi action movie, grays and blacks, and just, again, standard action sci-fi. But that's not what Total Recall was, the original at least. The Total Recall was just a trip. Like, it went weird places and that you never expect, and it's amazing for that. When Hollywood make remake, something is wrong with it. Yes, Confucius say. It's very it's old proverb, old Klingon proverb. This movie looks pretty bad, not because of all the weird, silly racial comments. I missed that. Were there silly racial comments? I have the fan going again because it's still hot. Maybe I just missed it. But because it feels like a low-quality streaming movie, and unfortunately Glenn Powell is good choice when you want a leading actor for a B-level film. Damn, that's rough. I mean, granted, isn't he the guy in Twisters, the lead? I think he's the guy in Twisters. I mean, I could see it. He seems to be doing okay. If we learned anything from, the star of the original movie and everything like that, you don't need to be a good actor to star in an action film. Jean-Claude Van Damme is like the perfect example. This looks like excellent fun. Richard Dawson was amazing as the smarmy game show host. Were we surprised? He'll be hard to act to top. I don't know, the game show host guy looks like he's having a lot of fun. I kind of like him. And again, he's like the anchor of the whole idea of just this zany concept that there's just this game show that people sit and enjoy where real life people are getting hunted down. Different to the original film, but not in a bad way. I have just in Edgar Wright. Trust, maybe? Never made a bad film, so I'm in. Thumbs up. We're going to see about that, because I can't put my finger on who Edgar Wright is. Isn't that the guy who did the Frankenstein song? Dun, 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 dun. Edgar Winter. That was the joke. Oh, Edgar Wright. What's that series called? The Sean Penn, Simon Pegg series of movies. Okay, that's cool. And Baby Driver, never saw it. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Okay. See, that's what's fun about it is, I guess Edgar Wright is to thank, or maybe it's his cinematographer, but a lot of his films have a lot of color to them, and I always appreciated that, especially movies in the early 2010s when everything was very gray, very, very gray. Yeah, it's a lot of colors. You know, it's Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, and The World's End. I don't know if he's to thank for movies like that. I think that's more... Did Simon Pegg and Nick Frost write those? Whoever wrote those movies are actually the ones who I think should get the credit for them, because the story and the comedy and the characters are kind of the driving force and not so much the direction. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was a very collaborative effort on all their parts, but yeah, there's some movies where it's like, oh, it's good because of the director, the direction, the vision, and others where it's like, it's just really well written. You could have gotten anybody behind the camera and it would have turned out probably just as good. This is a great mixture of the novel and... Oh, they died before they could finish their thought. We'll never know what it's a great mixture of. It's a shame. Yeah, Running Man. Thanks for watching.